Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, local firefighters continue their campaign in support of two propositions on the ballot. Plus an update on the search for a missing fisherman in Seadrift. And the president ends trade talks with a bordering country and ally.
And for your Football Friday, rain chances are finally back for a few scattered showers out there for today before storms are on the way tomorrow, to which some could be severe, which is why we have an alert day in effect. All that in the weather coming up.
And two Crossroads stars in Jackson Marie and Goliad Lamont Franklin made waves in Texas high school football. I'll tell you what they did later on in sport.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and welcome to your Friday Fry-yay. You may want to get all those outdoor activities done today because it is going to be a raining Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a messy one out there for Saturday. Not so much, I'm thinking, for around noon time, so you might have some time to get out in the day, but the morning time and the evening time, that's going to be a different story. As you can see on your screen, we have an alert day in effect for tomorrow Saturday, but like I said, for two different time frames. That'll be for tomorrow Saturday early morning from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. right there. And you can see also tomorrow evening from 7 p.m. to midnight Sunday morning. That'll go in effect for all 13 of our Crossroads counties, to which y'all could possibly expect, because it's not a guarantee just yet, heavy rainfall 2 to 4 inches, which would cause possibly some flooding, 50 to 60 mile an hour strong damaging winds, pocket change size hail an inch or less in diameter, and maybe even a spin up tornado. And we'll look at all those details in greater detail later, I promise. Because this morning, before any of that stuff gets here, we actually already have a couple showers out there, and it looks like in the latest radar scan that it's starting to wither away, but it's okay. We have more rain coming away later today and lots more coming tomorrow because of all the moisture you can see streaming out of the West Texas. We'll look at all that later, I promise. So if you're sitting near your kiddos at the door this morning, I might maybe pack on the umbrella because we will have a few showers out there this afternoon, and we'll look at those details next.
Search crews in Seadrift found the body of the missing fisherman Thursday. The 72-year-old man from Shiner was wade fishing near Buoy 7 in the San Antonio Bay when his boat drifted away. Investigators believe he went underwater trying to recover his boat and never resurfaced. Rescuers recovered the man Thursday near Dagger Point along the shoreline at Aransas Wildlife Refuge. Another fisherman that was with him was rescued Wednesday. When City of Victoria residents review their ballots, they'll see two items that directly impact the future of Victoria's firefighters. 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley spoke with the local Firefighters Association about what's at stake for them in this election.
The Victoria Firefighters Association members want voters to understand what they're voting for or against in the election. Douglas Kelly is a fire truck driver who explains Proposition A as a set of rules on how to hire, fire, or promote someone. Kelly says Proposition A will allow the association to do their job based on facts. Proposition B gives the association the opportunity to discuss benefits and training.
The ability to help somebody when they really need it is what drives most of us day in and day out. I've got 25 years here, and I'd hate to go anywhere else because this community means a lot to me.
Firefighters respond to house fires, car wrecks, and rescues. The Firefighters Association passing of both propositions will boost standards, pay, and morale.
I just wish the citizens understood how much we care about them with how much they care about us.
If the propositions pass, Kelly says it'll also help recruit and keep firefighters in Victoria. Ray Mosley, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
To learn more about this proposition and other items on the ballot, head on over to our website, CrossroadsToday.com. Operation Blank Check, a 17-month-long investigation, led to a massive law enforcement roundup. The roundup in Medina County has ties to Victoria. More than 200 officers from local, state, and federal agencies targeted a large mail theft, fraud, and forgery ring. The ring has ties to meth distribution and impacted as many as 5,000 victims. Anyone who attended the Texas Vocational School in Victoria is being urged to check their credit reports for possible fraudulent activity. The investigation is still ongoing and more charges are expected. We're learning more about the controversial East Wing demolition at the White House. ABC's Perry Russum is in Washington, where workers are now being asked to sign non-disclosure agreements.
This morning, the historic 120-year-old East Wing of the White House reduced to rubble. Satellite images show the dramatic transformation from less than 1 month ago to now. Along with the building, at least 6 trees have been taken down, including 2 magnolias commemorated to Presidents Warren Harding and Franklin Roosevelt, all to make room for President Trump's 90,000 square foot ballroom. This rendering shows how the ballroom will look when completed, much larger than the White House residence.
I think there'll be nothing like it.
The Trump administration has still not submitted plans to the National Capital Planning Commission, but insists all historical artifacts from the East Wing are safely being preserved. Still more critics are speaking out. Chelsea Clinton in a USA Today op-ed writes, President Trump has the right to pave over the Rose Garden and denude it of roses, as well as turn the East Wing into a ballroom. Still, it is unsettling that such substantial alterations are being undertaken without a historic preservation review. The president says the ballroom, expected to cost $300 million, will be funded by private donations and his own money.
How much am I donating? Yes. I won't be able to tell you until I finish, but I'll donate whatever's needed, I'll tell you that.
The demolition unfolding as we enter day 24 of the government shutdown. Today, more than 500,000 federal workers are set to miss their first full paycheck. And next week, air traffic controllers will miss their first paychecks, raising concern about sick calls that could lead to widespread flight delays.
I can't guarantee you that your flight's going to be on time. I can't guarantee you that your flight's not going to be canceled.
Another major concern, food assistance money about to run out for millions of Americans. Political reports, at least 25 states are expected to stop paying benefits for SNAP or food stamps beginning November 1st due to the lack of federal funds during the shutdown. Perry Russom, ABC News, Washington.
On Thursday, President Donald Trump announced he is ending all trade negotiations with Canada. The president said he is taking action because of ads featuring former President Ronald Reagan criticizing tariffs. A government leader in Ontario said his province would spend $75 million on the ad campaign to run in the United States. The Reagan Presidential Foundation says the ad misrepresents Reagan's speech and his remarks were edited without permission. Remember, follow us on YouTube, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click that notification bell. The time now, let's get a look at our clock up here. It is 6:37 on our Friday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. A generous gift brings a college project to the finish line, what it means for students and staff.
I'm ABC's Perry Russom in Washington. A gambling scandal linked to the mafia is rocking the NBA during its opening week. The story coming up.
And also coming up next after the break in the short-term forecast, you heard me say we've got some showers coming our way today and some storms coming our way tomorrow. So coming up next, we'll take a look and see when that gets here, but it's also Friday, so we'll look at your football forecast.
Here's what's on this week's Community Crossroads. The Citizens Academy deadline is near. A basket raffle benefits veterans, turkey trot training, and Friday football greatness.
And with only 3 seniors we were losing, I knew we would come back, potentially get to state and win the thing. Because Terry Bussey told Bryce Ullman, our quarterback, after that game, next year's your turn, go win state.
Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Friday. It's weekend time. Y'all get excited, but I might maybe curb that enthusiasm because we still have storms coming away for tomorrow, Saturday. And looking again at the alert day graphic, just in case some of y'all might have missed it earlier, it's going to happen again, like I said, at 2 different time frames. Early tomorrow, Saturday morning from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m., but again from 7 p.m. to midnight, I'm thinking, for tomorrow night. That'll also, like I said, include all 13 of our Crossroads counties, to which y'all could possibly expect heavy rainfall, flooding rainfall, 2 to 4 inches. 4 inches would be flooding. 50 to 60 mile an hour strong winds, maybe some pocket change size hail, 1 inch or less in diameter, and also maybe a tornado. A spin-up tornado cannot be ruled out, so I want y'all to please stay weather aware as we go all through that today, tomorrow, Saturday. You can see right here, our heavy rain is going to be our main risk for tomorrow, Saturday, because we could expect, like I said, a heavy 2 to 4 inches of rain. But for your severe weather risk, as anticipated, like I guaranteed y'all yesterday, the Weather Service has upgraded the risk from a level 1 to a level 2 out of 5, slight risk. And you can see this is for tomorrow, or this is for today, Friday, but this risk goes into 7 a.m. tomorrow, Saturday morning. So you can see it includes us, but here's tomorrow, Saturday. This includes tomorrow evening you can see we're still in that risk. So that's why we're expecting maybe a second round for tomorrow evening as well. And here's that level 2 out of 4 flash flooding risk, which is why we're also watching for that. So turn around, don't drown if you see any flooded roadways before any of the storm action gets here. For your Friday, we're going to be looking partly cloudy for most of us, but we will also have a 40% chance to see a few scattered showers out there today. I'm not thinking there will be too much in terms of thunderstorms today. That'll happen between 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. before that clears up around 4, and we'll be looking pretty good for game time at around 7 p.m. And then going into tonight, like I said, early morning, here comes that first wave of storms with the second wave coming, like I said, sometime after 7 p.m. So y'all stay weather aware tomorrow, Saturday, before everything clears up next week, and we have a cold front to talk about, and that's next.
Before we get ready for week 9 tonight, 2-star athletes in Cueros Jackson Marie and Goliad's Lamont Franklin were named by Dave Campbell's Texas High School Football Players of the Week in 3A and 4A ranks. First with Marie, helped the Gobblers last week rally from a 20-point deficit with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter versus the Sinton Pirates to get the win 56-55. He ended up with 23 of 39, 322 yards passing with 7 total touchdowns, including 1 on the ground. Now for Franklin, he helped the Tigers get a big district win versus Orange Grove last week. He had 3 rushes for 100 yards, a touchdown, and caught 2 passes as well in the receiving end for 145 yards. And to even add that on, he had a 94-yard kickoff return touchdown as well. So congrats there to Jackson Marie and Lamont Franklin being named 3A and 4A Players of the Week by Dave Campbell. So this is Max Williams, 25 News Now Sports.
A gambling scandal linked to the mafia is rocking the NBA world this morning. ABC's Perry Russum is in Washington with the details as head coaches are put on leave.
This morning, 2 separate gambling cases casting a dark shadow over the opening week of the NBA season. In one case, federal prosecutors say the mafia paid Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups and former Cleveland Cavaliers player Damon Jones to lure unsuspecting victims to high-stakes poker games in New York City, the Hamptons, Miami, and Las Vegas. Prosecutors say the mafia used an altered card shuffling machine to rig the games and an X-ray poker table to read cards face down.
Once the game was underway, the defendants fleeced the victims out of tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars per game.
In a separate case, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier is accused of being involved in illegal sports betting. Prosecutors say in 2023, Rozier, who at the time was playing for the Charlotte Hornets, tipped off bettors he would fake an injury to come out of the game, enabling them to place fraudulent wagers on him underperforming. Rozier's attorney says his client's injury in 2023 was legitimate, adding he was already cleared by investigators.
They interviewed him twice. They took his phone, downloaded everything, and at the end of the day, they said there's nothing to see here and cleared him.
Prosecutors also say in 2023, Damon Jones sold information that LeBron James would miss a Lakers game against the Milwaukee Bucks due to injury, texting, "Get a big bet on Milwaukee tonight," before the information is out.
Let's not, mince words. This is the insider trading saga for the NBA.
Billups and Rozier have been placed on leave by their teams. The NBA says the integrity of the game remains their top priority, and the Players Union says integrity is important, and so is the presumption of innocence. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Victoria College President Dr. Jennifer Kent announced the college received the final donation needed to finish its new Student Success Center. She didn't reveal who the donor is, but said the $1.375 million gift wraps up funding for the project. Dr. Kent says the building will reach substantial completion on November 7th. That's when they'll officially get the keys. No opening date has been announced yet.
And we'll have a phased-in approach over departments that'll be moving in one by one while we are putting the finishing touches, making sure the paint is just perfect and that all the trim is exactly in its place to make sure that when students come into the building in the spring semester, it is perfect for them and for the next 100 years.
After 12 years of enrollment declines, Victoria College is now celebrating its 3rd straight year of growth. Victoria is gearing up to welcome hundreds of wounded veterans for the 19th annual Warriors Weekend. The motorcade leaves Houston at around 8:30 this morning, so in about a little less than 2 hours. And then they'll roll through Ganado, Edna, and Inez before arriving at Victoria's Field of Honor around 2 p.m. From there, it's off to the coast for a weekend of fishing in Port Lavaca and Port O'Connor. Organizers are still looking for volunteers and boat captains to help out Saturday. You can find a full schedule at Crossroads today. today.com. And hopefully the weather doesn't get in the way of that weekend. And for more local news, weather, and sports, you can head on over to crossroadstoday.com. And if you see news happening, let us know. Call the number on your screen to contact our newsroom or email us your tips at staff@crossroadstoday.com. The time is now 6:46 on our Friday morning. Still to come on Sunrise, books are disappearing from a local library shelves, but the reason behind the removals may surprise you. All right, it is time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Leighton. Happy 40th birthday to the best husband, dad, and car salesman. Love from your wife, sons, Balin, Bryden, and Joseph.
That's right. Happy birthday, Leighton. And also happy birthday to Tori. I want to wish my spouse, Tori Munoz, a happy 29th birthday. And that's from Jason and the kids.
And happy birthday to Adriel. Happy 6th birthday, Adriel. We love you. From Mom, Dad, and your whole family.
That's right. We celebrated him yesterday, but today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Adriel. And also happy birthday to one of the most popular rappers in the world, Drake. Is turning 39 today. Happy birthday, Drake. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, you can come to crossroadstoday.com. Just click the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo.
Okay, it's now 6:47 on our Friday morning. Happy birthday to Paisley, and happy birthday to you if you're celebrating one today or even this weekend.
That's right. Weekend as well. Happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Football Friday. For your Football Friday, the game of the week this time is going to be Bay City Black Cats versus the El Campo Rice Birds, and it's going to be in El Campo this time. Kickoff time is going to be 7 p.m. tonight, and at kickoff, we're looking for a beautiful game, y'all. So get out there and enjoy it. Looking at temperature about 79 by kickoff, 7 p.m., 75 by the end of the game, about 9:30, maybe 10 p.m. During the game, we're going to be looking at tad breezy, gust up to 20 to 25 miles an hour at times, with just a few passing clouds. I think by the time 7 p.m., rain activity should be all said and done. So don't worry about rain. I don't think you need your umbrellas. Just if anything you need to worry about, that's going to be the breezy winds out of the southeast. Kickers and quarterbacks. Just make sure to take that into account. But something I want to point out as we go into next Friday for next week's game of the week, I want to let y'all know the forecast is going to be entirely different and entirely cooler. Here's why. You just saw in the 7-day forecast a few moments ago, we've got a cold front coming away next week, and I'm going to go ahead and call it. This is the big one. This is going to be our first real fall cold front. You can see it'll drop our highs to the 70s. This is the hottest it will get on Wednesday and Thursday of next week, mid and upper 70s, 77. But if that's not enough, look at the low temperatures, low 50s and the chilly upper 40s for the nighttime. So I think it's time to wash your sweaters and jackets and make sure that's ready to go for next week. But coming our way today and tomorrow, it's our rain chances, and that's thanks to this mid-level low pressure system you can see spinning counterclockwise over Colorado. That's not going to be the system that brings us the front. What is going to bring us the front is this huge, monstrous upper level low pressure system just off the west coast of Canada and the northwestern states of America. And you can see right here as we go into this weekend and next week, that cold low pressure surface will sink a little bit further south, and that's exactly what will send a front through us Tuesday night. But it will also keep us safe in the tropics, to which right now, if you have any family in Jamaica, let them know that they have a monster, devastating storm coming their way real soon. We're going to look at all that and more later on Sunrise.
A parent group aiming for changes at the Victoria Library are claiming a victory for some recently removed books. 25 News Now reporter Trenton Whiting has the city's response, which shares a different story.
These books go against the prevailing standards of the community. This issue has been brought up twice in the past 5 years. They do not match our values as a majority conservative and religious community, and we would like our representatives to make policies that reflect our values.
Books are being removed from the Victoria Public Library, but a parents' group push for change may not have been the determining factor. This is a list of several books removed from the library's juvenile section, targeted by the VPBC for containing values they say don't meet the, quote, prevailing standards of the community. A statement from the city shows they have different standards that led to the book removals. The library considers the physical condition, the number of checkouts the book has, or if it's outdated material. A statement from the city showed the main factor that led to removing these books was low checkout numbers and not outside influence. The city said further, they are committed to providing books with a, quote, wide range of views, opinions, and interests. The library says some titles on the VPBC's list are still on the shelves, meeting policy requirements. The city says their policies can be found on their website, and that all residents can request books to be included in the library's collection.
Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. A man accused of sparking one of the worst fires in LA's history submits his plea. The man who authorities blame for triggering one of the worst fires in LA's history appeared in court on Thursday. Jonathan Rinderkent pled not guilty to starting a fire that eventually turned into the Palisades fire. He faces several charges, including arson, and if found guilty, he could face up to 45 years in federal prison. Federal worker jobless claims have surged. There's over 10,000 initial jobless claims filed by federal government workers in just the last week alone, a significant jump from the roughly 7,200 initial claims filed by federal workers during the week of October 11th. The week before only saw 3,300 claims filed. Mortgage rates have fallen to the lowest level in a year, below 6.2%, and could even drop lower if the Federal Reserve continues to trim its benchmark interest rates. The National Association of Realtors reported more than 81% of home borrowers had a rate below 6% in August. The Victoria County Fire Marshal is investigating a house fire. It happened in the 600 block of Avenue D Wednesday night. When firefighters arrived, they found heavy flames threatening two nearby homes. Crews brought the fire under control in about 30 minutes and no one was hurt. Firefighters were at the property Thursday putting out hot spots with the fire marshal's office. They are looking into how the fire started. Early voting is underway now at the Dr. Petty Dotson Public Health Center in Victoria. Polls are open weekdays from 8 to 5 through Wednesday, next Thursday and Friday. Those hours are 7 to 7, and at the end of early voting on Thursday, 909 votes had been cast. That's 1.6% of Victoria County's registered voters. And now let's get a final look at our forecast with Parker. Parker, how's it looking?
Well, that sunrise this morning, Carolina, is looking mighty beautiful out there, isn't it? Look at your screen, y'all. Look at all the colors out there. We got some pink on the bottom near the horizon, got some blue, and even that looks like a little star right there on the screen, if I wouldn't be surprised. But right now, not too bad of a morning if you're going to go see that sunrise or if you're headed out the door for work early. 69 is what we're at right now in Victoria. Dew point a degree off at 68. Still bringing us the high humidity of 96%. So definitely apply some hairspray to combat the humidity. But don't worry about fog this morning, and you don't need to worry about a jacket just yet. We're still in the low 70s and upper 60s for most of us, and our coastal folks are still in the upper 70s and low 80s because you're right next to that warm Gulf water, huh? I'm sure y'all are like, where's fall at? Well, it's coming real soon. We're going to look at that 7 day for in a second, because looking at your radar, you can see most of the rain that was out there earlier has pretty much cleared away, and we're looking pretty clear for now. But we're going to have a few more showers out there later today from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. 40% chance for scattered showers. High of 87 today in Port Lavaca, mid 80s at noontime. Same thing in Victoria, but a bit warmer, 88 today, and also a bit warmer in Cuero, 88, actually about the same, 88 today. But y'all, if you're all hitting the sack tonight, going to bed at about 11 midnight tonight, I want to let y'all know, please keep your phone ringers on because we've got storms coming our way tomorrow morning and again tomorrow evening.
All right, thank you, Parker, and thank y'all for being with us this morning. Be sure to join Shauna, Don, Maclovio, and Max today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. Great Friday.